Hello, hello. Welcome to Shady and White. I'm Marilyn, and today we're just going to go through my collection, do some dating. I'll give you another link to a wonderful website about dating and about dating the fastenings. If you haven't been here before, my name's Marilyn. My husband's name's Barry, and we are resellers. We sell on multiple websites, and we generally open boxes or auction bags, we jewelry jars, things such as that. On Fridays we do a mix-up of all kinds of different things. Whatever hits me, I bring it to you. Well, today I thought I would go through pieces that I have set aside and not sold for a while. And the reason for that is either it was a gift and I'm not selling it, or I couldn't find research on it, or it's just a piece that I thought was so unique I just could not do away with it, or it's just my personal collection. So I don't know if that made sense. It was just kind of gibberish. Sorry. Well, so I'm just going to go through it really quickly and just show you things, and then I'll show you the website. Okay. One of the absolute best references that I know of is Morning Glory Antiques and Jewelry. It's on their Jewelry Chat. It's Costume Jewelry Magazine. It is morninggloryjewelry.com. This is a wonderful reference. It has pen back information that goes throughout the years. And not only does it do that, it also explains the year and details about it, the catches, riveted backs, all kinds of information. Then it also gives you patent photos that you can actually see the patent making pieces. It is excellent. Not only does it do pen backs, and throughout time, it's going to the 1950s, and then it does bracelets and the clasp, and it is just extremely detailed. Necklaces, it shows you jewelry findings from manufacturers, like split rings, spring rings, jump rings, all that stuff from 1902, 1880s. It gives so much information. If you go through it, you just learn so much. And this is one of those pieces that I was telling you about with the tab. And this came about in 1921 with that tab. And the smaller ones without the tab, so it's this piece here, was far back as the 1840s. And a lot of people are like, well, spring rings didn't come out until 1900s. And it's very confusing, but it's good to be able to see these as references and refresh yourself, because it's hard. As I was talking about those hook and box, they are calling it, actually I call it a fish clasp. Says that it started in the 1920s and 30s, and I do see that on a lot of Art Deco pieces. And it just goes on and shows you even earring bags from the 1880s, and really, really amazing. It shows you some hair jewelry here and the clasps that are on it, and from behind, front, and back, which you learned so much from the back of each piece. Also shows you advertisements and different catalogs, screw bags in the Victorian age, 1894, with the screw bags that we see today. So very, very interesting. And it just keeps on, and it shows you the threaded post and clip bags. So this is a wonderful reference for anybody who wants to learn how to date something they have, or something that, sorry, this is a little crooked, something that they already have, or even if you go out and you purchase something or you see something, you can always pull this up on your phone. It's just a wonderful reference. So check this out. This video, I do ramble a lot. I apologize. It was some of these pieces I haven't seen in years, and it was like I got caught up in them. But hopefully you enjoy my collection, things I put back, things I still have to do research on. And let me know what you think and your ideas. Not necessarily saying, oh, you're wrong about this or wrong about that, because I am open to that. I am not an expert, as I said, and I continue to say. I just happen to be a pretty good researcher, and Barry is an amazing researcher. So hopefully we can share what we know and what we research and find out with you. Always continue to learn, continue to research. Jewelry is fascinating. There's no hard and fast rules to it. People are still using old fastenings today in jewelry. And not only that, they're buying old art deco molds and fittings and things such as that. So it's a fascinating world of jewelry. Hopefully you enjoy this video and my collection. One of the oldest pieces that I have is this Swiss key wind ladies pocket watch. And I bought this probably, let's see, maybe 10 years ago. And there's the back of it. It is a beauty. It still has the brooch, which it's still hard to find them with the brooch. But look at the detail of that gorgeous face. And it still has the original key. So that is gorgeous. Barry and I bought each other pocket watches. He bought me this one at the auction, and I bought him this one, which was what he wanted. And this is a 935 silver case pocket watch. This one does. I don't know. I haven't even pulled these out in so long. It definitely opens from the bottom. There. And then it opens and it tells you what it is, the information here. And then here's where you wind it. And then look at the detail on the sides. Just spectacular. And I know this side is supposed to open so you can move the hands. So I've got it all tangled up. Sorry. But that was the one that I chose that I wanted. This one is gorgeous. Cameo with diamond, sterling silver shell. And what I wanted to do this for was to show you how to date a piece. You pick it up, you look at it. It should be, this is the way I personally do it. I pick it up. I like it or I don't like it. Most of the time, you're not going to pick something up that you don't like. Unless you're just purchasing for resale, that's a completely different thing. And I also do that, but what I mainly do is I buy what I like. So picking up this piece, considering the fact that it has a key and it's wind up, it's not quartz, those things make a difference. You can tell with the C-clasp, it's older. It has writing on the stem. Those indicate older pieces. The weight of a piece determines also a lot. Quality pieces definitely seem to be weighted. This piece I personally bought for myself, or Barry bought for me. He definitely knows that I like cameos. But the way to do that, one, it is a earlier clasp with the little pin that just moves it on the side. It also has the pendant that swivels, and you don't see as many cameos today that have the real diamond inset in their necklace. This one is an older one. Also, let's see. This one has tiny pearls. It has a same type of the little latch on the side. If you're looking for if it's sterling or gold, it's going to generally be written here on the clasp. Sometimes it's written here. This one is written right here, I believe. And it says 10 karat gold, and it's right there. It has a articulating pendant veil, and then it has these tiny little seed beads and a Roman nose, which you can tell the older pieces have a sharper nose, and then the newer pieces have more of a button nose. So this one I would consider in the 20s, and this one slightly older, even though you gotta, there is no absolute rules in jewelry, none at all, because you could get somebody in the 50s, and I think these are from the 50s. These are by Vandel, which tells us that they are the 40s or 50s. And even though these noses look pretty sharp, that's, you know, the bigger hairstyles. And however, they do have sharp noses. So what that says is that they were just going with the older times. Not only that, even more confusing is that they had Victorian revivals, which means that they were taking a page out of the past and doing that design. So it's like, it is so confusing. Is it an art to learning how to date something? Yes. Is it always going to be 100%? No. This one is gorgeous. It's older. There's the clasp. I believe it could have been replaced, but isn't that a stunning piece? This is probably Victorian or early turn of the century. The 3 cameos are all different. This one's kind of ugly and not done very well. So a lot of the cameos were people who are artists who were learning the art of making cameos, sculpturing. Okay, so here is the roller clasp and this type of chain. So it does have a knob. So generally the spring rings are going to tell you an age. Remember, this could have been replaced, considering the color difference. And always look at that. Always look at the color of your clasp versus your chain versus the center or your pendant, because that tells you a lot. It tells you whether it's been replaced or it's original. I have, this is just one of those pieces that I thought was stunning. I did show this in a previous video, and it was either people loved it or hated it. I personally loved it. I just think it is so incredibly well done. There is a number here. I think it's a patent number. Let me see. Yes, it's a patent number, so I could go in, check the patent number. That will give you an idea of when the clasp was made. That is generally what that is for. If I pick this up and I looked at it, my guess is that this is probably from the 60s. Just the way it's made on the back, the clasp, the colors inside. Different times had different coloring. So remember those kind of things. As far as pearls go, you have the fish hook, and this one is 14 karat gold. You're either going to find your fish hook name. This one is right. So you, on a fish hook, you just push it to, and it opens, or it should open. Let's put it that way. But don't force them. Be sure that you're pushing it together as much as possible. This one has the 14 karat gold right here on the little tab. Again, I apologize for my fingernails. I still have not got them polished. It's been a crazy week. So these are beautiful. And the fish hook gives us a time, even though I have bought boxes of fittings before that were Victorian, so I could repair Victorian jewelry, because a lot of people will take fish hooks and on a new piece and put an old fitting on it, or an old piece and put a new fitting on it. So you can't just tell by the fittings. You have to be able to tell by other things. Pearls are one of those ageless necklaces or types of jewelry I find almost impossible for me to date, because you just, a good set of pearls will just be classic and ageless. Whereas this pair, super long, no clasp, beautiful luster to them. They are all uneven, beautiful in their own way, different than a culture pearl that is all exactly the same size or close to it. They pick them. And so I just can't tell for myself. I know other people can. Oh, and I do want to say that I am not an expert. I just know what I like. I know what I see. I know what I read. I know what I research. Okay. Does that mean it's 100% right? No, but I can tell you just from being around it enough that I picked up on it. And that's the best thing that I can tell you. Do your research. Look online. Look at referral books. If you see something that I say in these videos that you think are incorrect or something, please very nicely make a comment. We don't mind being corrected. However, we would appreciate if you make it positive and say what you think. These are older. You can tell by the design. You can also tell by the fact that they are silver. They're marked silver, and they have the larger bags. These would be the first older ones that have the screw backs. That would be the late 1800s. However, they did use these screw backs all the way into the 50s. So once again, more conflicting information that is just a little hard. However, once again, pick them up, feel them, look at them good, see what they say, just feel the weight of them, and all of that makes a difference. Two pieces that I'll show you that are interesting. This is a leather box. Very interesting. It is from London, and it's got all these little things. It probably was a tuxedo set or a pin set, but very interesting. I love collecting leather boxes, so that's a cool one. And Barry bought me this many years ago. It is this cool magnifying glass. However, when you push the button, it becomes glasses. Aren't they cool? But these are just wonderful. One of those things that he purchased for me as a gift. And it has a little stone here too. So let me close these back up, and it just clicks back in to this side, I believe. And see how it has an opening there. And there, it's back in. Gorgeous. Okay, so there's that tray. Oh, one thing I didn't show you was the silk fan that has the mother of pearl on each edge. And if anything that you see that you would like to get a price on, just let me know. The next tray we're going to show you is this. This is kind of one of those Victorian trays that I've had for a while, and I just haven't gone through it to show you. Here is a lot of Victorian on this tray, and I just wanted to show you some of the difference. If you run across hair jewelry, this is a really cool piece. It is missing probably a sweetheart memorial down here, which could be a stone or additional hairpiece, a pendant. And this is a watch band or fob. But this is made out of a loved one's hair. Isn't that interesting? The first time I saw hair jewelry, I was a little freaked out by it, but I've gotten much used to it. But if you see something that looks like this, it's hair jewelry. It's literally Victorian. And also the color of this gold, you can generally attribute that to Victorian times also. If you see like a piece like this that has the longer clasp, the lavaliers, generally from Victorian time and also up until like Art Deco, slightly after, but generally you wouldn't see anything like this after the 30s. And there's the back, and definitely is the C-class, the longer pin. Those things definitely, oops, sorry, look at. Earrings. They had wire earrings just like we do today, and these would have been Victorian earrings. This would have been, in my opinion, probably from the 20s, Art Deco, and the reason for that would be the lines of this piece, and also it is abalone and mother of pearl cameo. It is 800 silver. So things like this definitely lean toward that time span. A lot of things on here definitely do. This is a small little bracelet. It's called a sweetheart bracelet. It is from the 20s. And you can tell by the name of the company. And there's generally, that's one thing about the older pieces. Sometimes, especially when they were kind of that new fad, back in Victorian, they signed their name to all that. They were proud artisanship of the pieces they were making. So a lot of them did have signatures, and you just got to look really, really hard. This one is another thing is the engraving. You can tell by the type of engraving, they engraved everything. I would say back in probably the 1950s and 1960s and before, engraving was huge. This is a baby bracelet. Isn't that fabulous? With an E engraved into it. Look how long this piece is. This is a bar pin. It has the C-clasp, very, very heavy. So that tells us that this is going, making a statement on a piece. So very nice and heavy. And then it goes from that to like tiny pieces like so. That's just C-clasp, just making a small, this was a lingerie pin that would hold up the lingerie. It would be unseen most of the time, like either holding up their stockings or their undergarments. It also, they would take handkerchiefs and pin them on the inside of their clothes. This is another watch fob, and this is the kind of thing you just look for a look to it. And I know that's a very open-ended, but it just has a look to it. Now, this one is one of the things you definitely should look for. First off, it's an older French rope chain, but this is the one thing that I'd like to show you. This is probably around 1910. This is spring rings, and I say around, it's not exact. Don't think, call me out on that, please. But notice it has missing that thumb little tab that we're used to. This just has the small little ledge, and it opens by pushing that little ledge right there. And isn't that gorgeous? Also, they used a lot of glass, and sometimes you can tell because the glass is hand cut, and you can tell the difference from the facets. This is a gorgeous necklace that has been put on a newer chain. However, this is definitely an older piece. If you see coral in the Victorian time, coral was considered very good luck. But look at the back of your piece and just see the style of it. And that'd tell you more and more. These pieces like this that have different color of gold on the front than the back has the T-bar. As I was telling you last week, the T-bar and the C-clasp is toward the end of the 1800s. But just watch for that T-bar as it went into the new century. They were still using the T-bar, and it was moving over to clasp that just had a little, one little holder to it. It was a C-clasp, but it also had a little tab on it. I showed you earlier. This one, also Art Deco. You can tell by the hardware of it. It has that Art Deco look to it, which is hard lines and sculptural or architectural kind of look. And that's kind of what that is. Lots of glass. These pieces are a little newer than the Victorian times, I believe. You will see a lot of glass and beautiful different geometry to the beads. This one does not have a clasp, but the crystals are just stunning. I have had this forever, and never have I been able to find this clasp right here. So if you've seen that before, let me know. I believe this is a revival piece. Let me get it up and show you. But with the swag is gorgeous. Let me pull that out a little. See how it has the 4 tabs that they're coming from, and a shepherd's hook and an extension. See the difference in the coloring? I believe this extension is added, but this tab is the same color as this. All those are little indicators of pieces that have been added. Is it a guarantee? No. This could have been a remake. But I just think it's gorgeous, and I have no answers on this, but I just like it. If I had to guess, I would probably say this is from the 40s. Beautiful. And then pieces like this, which are just long, have been tied in between, super long. This has used to be a clasp that was a ball, and this piece went into it, but the clasp is missing. But indicated these are glass, and they're super, super heavy. So that kind of thing stands out. And then, of course, we have this tray, which is some of my, just love these pieces. Next week, if I can stay on schedule, I'll go over purses and show you some of the older purses that I have. If you find camphor glass, most of the time that is older pieces. And also look for paperclip necklaces. The type of necklace, and let's see if you can see that closely. Those delicate pieces are from the 20s. These open pieces from the 20s that they just hung around their necks. Once again, we have necklaces that They are the little paperclip chains. This one probably is real because it looks like the same coloring. And it has that tab that came out in the 20s. Oh, these are earrings from Victorian. Aren't they gorgeous? They are the screwbacks, and they are mourning earrings. You've got a memorial piece here with the picture, the extended tab and the C-clasp. Anytime that you see these are key fobs, and this one is Victorian, but remember they did go all the way from Victorian, and they were passed down, so people were still using these quite many years later. This is an older coral piece, mother of pearl with rhinestones. There's your back. It is signed coral. Then filigree pieces, you want to watch out for their clasp, as that will tell you how old they are. The shorter the pen bag tells you the age that it's not as old, even though it could look older. Be sure the pen backs haven't been repaired, and you'll notice that by little solder marks. This piece is one of my favorite. It is enamel cameo that is a dress pin. Just a beautiful piece. Probably from the 40s, I would say. And more cameos that I just think are stunning pieces. This one says something. Let's see. 800 silver. Gorgeous, gorgeous. This one. And look inside here to look for writing. That's always the best place to find them. That one's not exactly gorgeous. However, it is one of the pieces that I think are really cool. Probably a training person again. But see how they tried to make the neck deeper in to give you a feel of this coming out toward us. I just think those pieces like that are just so interesting. So I know I kind of just rambled in this video and just showing you pieces that have spoken to me and what I saw about them that I still have in my collection. Doesn't mean that I won't sell some of them. It just means that right now I put them away and I need to get them out and show y'all. If there's interest, let me know. I have tray after tray, and I just love the older pieces. Hope you do too. Hope you just enjoyed looking at some of my collection. Hope y'all have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for spending a little bit of your day with us. Tell me what your favorite piece in the comments are. I would love to hear from you guys. Thank you again, and see you on the next one. Bye.